Kenyans earning less than 24,000 shillings will not be paying taxes, while those earning more than this will pay a maximum of 25%, down from the current 30%.
Proceed, Chairperson.
This is after National Assembly adopted the Tax Laws Amendment Bill that also gives companies a reduction of corporate tax from 30% to 25%. Debating the president's economic stimulus package that aims at cushioning Kenyans from job losses and at the same time protect the economy, MPs also expressed the need to provide basic commodities for vulnerable populations.
Whereas presently we have the minimum at 10%, that is going to move to 50%, and then the maximum is going to be reduced from 30% to 25%. Mr. Speaker, this largely is going to help those who are to put money into the pockets of Kenyans, but only those who are in the formal employment. Mr. Speaker, that is a caveat. And then we are aware that very few Kenyans are in formal employment, and therefore those who are going to benefit are largely not so much, Mr. Speaker, but it is going to improve their purchasing power.
We must agree that bread must be zero rated. You cannot put bread and chocolate on the same side, because how many Kenyans actually consume chocolate?
My understanding of how to deal with a situation where we are is that we would seek to get whatever we can get from people who are in employment and earning to help those who are either out of employment or vulnerable. They have nothing at all.
The micro, small and medium enterprises will enjoy a reduction of controversial turnover tax, also known as patriotism tax, from the current 3% to 1%, meaning that small businesses will now pay 1 shilling for every 100 shillings they make in gross sales.
So let us do the balance between the two. Save the economy, save the employer, and save the ordinary employee. But just coming up and then going through with whatever the executive wants, and then we just come and then just pass through, or rubber stamp for that matter. Let's remind ourselves that we are members of parliament representing the ordinary Kenyans.
We must use our emergency fund in the CDF. Our women reps should use the emergency fund. We must look for those very vulnerable members of our society and give them whatever.
The Kenya Revenue Authority had earlier stated that the proposals will not take effect, advising employers to continue making deductions based on previous arrangements. The taxman had, however, said it would issue backdated refunds once the bill was assented into law by the president. Meanwhile, the controversial transfer of functions from the Nairobi County government to the national government found its way in the House. The matter would be at the heart of the debate as MPs considered adoption of the Senate's amendment to the Division of Revenue Bill that will ensure resources allocated to Nairobi City County follow functions that were surrendered by Governor Mike Sonko to Nairobi Metropolitan Services. Adopting Senate's agenda, the MPs, however, called for transparency in operations of Nairobi's Metropolitan Services. Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko had threatened to institute termination of deed of transfer of functions that saw forking functions surrendered to the newly established Nairobi Metropolitan Services, citing frustrations in the implementation of the deal. Kevin Washira, Channel 1 News.